Warning, the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Think Different TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl Lashia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet. You're the reason I wake up, the reason I smile.
But the secret is you got to coordinate. Most people don't coordinate. So you got to coordinate.
Imagine a high-stakes trivia game show where contestants face off in intense battles of wit, strategy, and nerve. Every decision matters. You can take a chance on yourself or your competitor with the ultimate goal to come out on top and win the grand prize. It's not just about knowledge, it's about strategy, guts, and the thrill of uncertainty. Our enigmatic host, Bubbles, guides contestants through the ultimate trivia showdown. This is Think Different TV's Player Pass. Are you ready to pop? Catch Think Different TV's Player Pass every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Think Different TV YouTube channel.
Go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business.
Hey, you're watching my mommy on Think Different TV.
What's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Think Different TV, where minds meet. I'm your host, Lashia. What's going on, y'all? How was y'all weekend? I know we had a little bit of a snowy weekend here in Philadelphia. I'm not sure how that is with everyone else that's watching. I understand I got a lot of TDTV fans watching all over the country. So I don't know. Some people got snow, some people didn't get snow. Some people are like, what's snow? Um, well, we got a lot of it. Okay. I was like, I didn't even know we could snow like this no more. But anyway, it's been an interesting weekend. It was also my birthday weekend. How interesting for me. I was able to actually enjoy it. Uh, Sunday, of course, we were snowed in, but my birthday fell on Saturday, and I was hanging with my parents and my family, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful time. And Friday, I was able to go out and let my hair down and, drink a little bit, eat a little bit of food, have some fun. But then, snow slowed everybody down came Sunday. So yeah, and this crazy thing is, I know that there was two football games played. One Seattle against the Rams, and the Patriots against the what was the other team? The Patriots against the Broncos. And Lord, I guess it's because the Eagles not playing no more. I just did not care. I did not care, but I know that whoever advanced, I am running something on Instagram, so I have to honor what I said on Instagram and on Facebook. Whoever gave me the two teams making it to the Super Bowl, they'll get $20 each. So the first person to comment the correct teams will get $20. So Whoever that is, because I haven't looked yet, you will be getting your $20 very soon. In other news, we're gonna get through the announcements for today. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good things. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new episodes, replays, or exclusive interviews from Think Different TV. And if you like what you see, make sure you share the love by sharing the live. And after you share the live, make sure you hashtag TDTV. All right, here we go. We're going to get into this show. Like I said, we got a few announcements. We have our sponsor, Euphoria Water, the cleanest, healthiest water in Philadelphia. Alkaline water with minerals, no chemicals, no additives. It is good and good for you. If you're going to hydrate the right way. Get your Euphoria Water today. You can find Euphoria Water on IG at Euphoria Water. That's UPHORIAWATER. And if you live in the Philadelphia area and want Euphoria Water delivered to your home, contact Captain at 267-707-8279. Euphoria Water, our A1 Day 1 sponsor since TDTV was an itty bitty baby on IG. And now we are a network, we are a brand, and our network consists of several shows. Well, what are those shows, you may ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. In my opinion, with Think Different TV's Lashia every Sunday at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on It's Yours Radio, hosted by my bros Daniel and Beck on Live 97.5 FM in Salisbury, Maryland. Now, if you don't live in Salisbury, Maryland, and you want to listen into the show, you can go to www.live975.com and listen into the shenanigans. We didn't have a show this week because everybody was snowed in, honey. Everybody was snowed in. But next week, we will resume, and I will have two stories for y'all because we got to make up for that lost time, right? Now, any past segments you can find on my Think Different TV YouTube channel under the playlist, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's Lashia. And leave your feedback. Let me know what you think about the topics and whatnot. And that's pretty much it for Sunday. On Monday, we have Think Different TV. Now I know this is a little unorthodox because it's Tuesday. Y'all probably like, it's Tuesday though. Why you doing Think Different TV on a Tuesday? Well, listen, like I said, it's been a little crazy the past couple of days. All right. So usually Think Different TV is on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on the Think Different TV YouTube channel, Instagram, and on Facebook. Now, if you're watching on Instagram and you're like, dang, I'm commenting and she's not responding, it's because I can't see it. So if you want to be seen and heard, make sure you come right on over to YouTube. If you want to remain on Instagram, that's perfectly fine. A view is a view is a view. But I'm just letting you know, if you want to be seen and heard, once again, come right over to YouTube. It's always a party over here. Facebook will get the episode after it finishes being live. For some reason, it's not live right now, but it will be live. It'll be a replay on Facebook very soon. So there you go. Think Different TV every Monday night. That's what makes Mondays a good day for me, because usually people are like, oh, I hate Mondays. I can never hate a Monday. And this week is just a special week. We just got it airing on a Tuesday, but next week we will resume on Monday. All right. Think Different TV's Player Pass will be coming back in April. Okay. It will be coming back in April. So stay tuned. It's lining up right along with what will be the 200th episode of Think Different TV. So Think Different TV's Player Pass is a game show that's Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. And we do have episodes already up on YouTube under its own playlist, Think Different TV's Play or Pass. And if you want to learn how the game show goes and learn the type of questions that will be asked and all that stuff, feel free to watch the old episodes so you can catch up and you can do your research and you can be on point when you actually become a contestant on the show. Yes, you. Some people are like, oh no, da, 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 da. No. We have a good time. It's very competitive, but we always have fun, okay? And you always leave with something, all right? And then Wednesdays, hump day, we have Kink Different TV, which is not available on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. It's only available on patreon.com/TDTV, Again, Kink Different TV is only on Patreon at patreon.com/TDTV. And now, if you don't want to become a member, you don't want to lock into that membership, we do have it where you could purchase a post at a time. Okay. So you don't have to lock into that membership. You can just purchase a certain post at a time. And I think it's a good deal. I mean, it's a good deal to me. So Kink Different TV, Wednesday nights, we post new content at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys. So that's pretty much the announcements for today. We're going to jump into our hot topic because it is hot. All right. And without further ado, because I mean, we're running on good time. Why not? Let's jump into this hot topic.
I'm coming in hot.
How about new?
The Children's Pastor. A 40-year silence breaks. Today's episode examines the unraveling of a decades-long scandal involving Joseph Lyle Joe Campbell, a former children's pastor and televangelist whose arrest has forced a painful reckoning across multiple states, multiple churches, and multiple generations of survivors. For nearly 50 years, Campbell built a reputation as a charismatic minister who worked closely with children. But behind the sermons, summer camps, and televised appearances, a very different story was unfolding. One that survivors say they've been trying to tell for more than 4 decades. Joe Campbell spent almost half a century in ministry with his resume including jobs such as a youth pastor in Tulsa, Oklahoma during the 1980s, a children's pastor within the Assemblies of God, and a regular presence on televangelist Jim Bakker's Morningside Church broadcasts. He was known for his upbeat preaching style and deep involvement with young congregants. To many families, he was the pastor who made their children feel seen. To others, especially those who were children in the 1980s, he was something far more sinister. The allegations against Campbell date back to 1984, when he served as a youth pastor at Eastland Assembly of God Church in Tulsa. According to court documents and survivor testimony, he allegedly raped an 11 or 12-year-old girl in the garage of his home, and he allegedly S.'d 14-year-old girl at the church. Multiple women later came forward with similar accounts of SA during their early teens. Survivors say they reported concerns repeatedly over the years, to pastors, church leaders, and even law enforcement, but their warnings were ignored, dismissed, or minimized. NBC News investigation revealed a pattern of institutional failures, where red flags were missed across churches, ministries, and jurisdictions. In 2025, NBC News released a major investigative series titled Pastors and Pray, which spotlighted Campbell as a central figure. The reporting uncovered decades of allegations from multiple women, repeated failures by church officials to intervene, and a trail of warnings that followed Campbell across 4 states. This investigation prompted renewed attention from the Oklahoma Attorney General's office, which convened a multi-county grand jury. In December 2025, Campbell, then 68 years old, was arrested in Missouri by the U.S. Marshals Service. He was indicted on 1 count of first-degree rape and 1 count of lewd or indecent acts with a child under 16. These charges stem directly from the 1984 incidents in Tulsa. He spent time in a Missouri jail before being transferred to Oklahoma to face the charges. In January 2026, Campbell appeared in a Tulsa County courtroom for a second arraignment. For the first time, 4 of his alleged victims sat in the gallery, watching him stand before a judge. Survivors described the moment as bittersweet. Bitter because the trauma resurfaced. Sweet because after 40 years they finally saw him answer to the justice system. Campbell requested permission to travel back to Missouri to attend church services. The judge allowed it, but only under strict conditions, including no children present. Campbell's case has become a flashpoint in conversations about accountability within religious institutions, how allegations against clergy are handled, why so many warnings were ignored, and the vulnerability of children in faith-based environments. Advocates say the case highlights systemic failures that allowed a charismatic pastor to move freely between churches despite repeated concerns. As Campbell awaits trial, survivors and advocates emphasize that this is not just the story of one pastor. It's the story of a system that failed to protect children for decades. The legal process continues, but for many, the arrest itself represents a long overdue acknowledgement of the harm done.
An update on an investigation we first brought you back in May. Longtime youth pastor Joe Campbell was arrested on child sex abuse charges at the children's camp he was running. The Oklahoma Attorney General's office confirmed that Wednesday after presenting the case to a grand jury last week. For decades, the former Assemblies of God minister preached to thousands of children across 4 states. Oklahoma authorities opened their probe into Campbell after NBC News published an investigation that revealed a pattern of sex abuse allegations against him. Joining us now, NBC News senior investigative reporter Mike Hicksenbaugh, who was the reporter behind that whole series. Mike, good to see you. Joe Campbell is in jail now. You spent a long time reporting on this story. It's a case that goes back decades. Can you get us up to speed for our viewers how we got here?
Hey, for 40 years, this group of women has been going to pastors, to police, to prosecutors, to anybody who would listen, to tell their story of being abused by their former children's pastor, Joe Campbell. And repeatedly over those years, those officials have largely failed to act. As a result, Campbell was able to remain in ministry. He continued working with children and became a televangelist. After we published our investigation in May, the Oklahoma Attorney General's office decided to give it a look. They opened an investigation that resulted in his arrest yesterday. Yesterday, I spent a lot of time on the phone with these women who say they've spent years waiting for this day. They almost gave up hope. They never thought it would come. One of those women, Carrie Jackson, told me that she was stunned. Let's give a listen to what she told me.
This has been over 40 years in the making. So at first it caused a little bit of nausea just from the nerves, all the emotions from all of these decades all hitting me at once. But once I simmered down, I've been just praising the Lord. It's just a miracle that we're at this point.
Carrie also told me that for decades, she has carried this burden. She feels like God gave her a mission to hold Campbell accountable, and that she has carried that like a ball and chain. And yesterday, when she saw his mugshot for the first time, she felt like that burden start to lift. I also spoke to Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond, who opened this investigation and is prosecuting this case. He told me that his heart is broken for these survivors. He can't imagine what they've gone through for all these years. And he delivered a warning to faith leaders. He said this indictment should be a message to them. Faith leaders who use their power to abuse kids. If you commit that crime, he told me, we're going to find you. We're going to prosecute you.
Mike, how is the church responding, and what happens from here?
Kate, the Assemblies of God first learned about these allegations in the late 1980s. We reported in our investigation that a panel of Assemblies of God leaders heard Carrie Jackson's story in 1988. They questioned her, and then they invited Campbell into the room. She's a 15-year-old, and they invited Campbell into the room to challenge her story. They allowed him to remain in ministry, and he went on to allegedly abuse another girl in Missouri that same year. And so today they're telling us that they're grateful for all of the women who've bravely shared their stories. They, repeated their assertion that they did eventually tell authorities about these allegations in 1989, and that they continue to pray that justice will be served.
All right, Mike Hixenbaugh for us. Mike, continue the reporting. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. This is the type of story that really, really makes me mad. Because they're like, oh, well, yeah, this was not a situation where these young ladies came out years and years later and said, oh, this pastor SA'd me. Like, they said it immediately when it happened. And there was no sense of urgency, no sense of, oh, we need to make sure that this pastor is no longer in the church hurting children. It was like, oh, okay, Susie, yeah, he did that to you, but did he really? Where's your proof? And then they don't believe her, and then they turn around and let him continue ministering, and he does it to someone else. And then that person says something, and then it's like, when was there a, first of all, how are these children? Okay, I could get like the first two, but then after a while you start seeing a pattern and all these people coming forward, but people still leaving their children with them. They're still trusting him. And here's a lot of what happens in these churches when people get caught up with following these pastors, man. When they get caught up with being so wrapped up in everything that they say, anybody that says anything disparaging about them, they're wrong. Oh, not my pastor. Not my pastor didn't do nothing like that. It couldn't be. He feeds the homeless. He preaches the word. He wouldn't do anything like that. But what we fail to realize, like a lot of them fail to realize, is that pastors are still human beings. They still human beings. They still going to do some shisty stuff if given a chance. If it's in them to do it, they will do it. And a lot of these people become pastors knowing that that spirit is in them because they want to use their stewardship as a way to manipulate and gain the trust of people so they can do the very thing that they've been wanting to do since before they got into it. Now they say this dude been in it for 40 years. He's been doing it for 40 years, but he's been he's been doing ministering or whatever, they said, for like 50. So you mean to tell me he's been like a pastor or whatever since like 18 years old? Because when he was caught, he was 68. Now I don't know about none of y'all, but all my pastors are old. But I guess they was trying to be like, okay, well, this young man is preaching the word of God. And I do realize that there are pastors getting younger and younger and younger. Because if it's in you to minister, then it's in you to minister. But I don't feel like he was vetted. I don't feel like, hey, it's just like everybody just fell into this trap of just believing everything he says. And they try to say, oh, and I hate when they be like, oh, he was so charismatic. He was so this, he was so that, and this, that, and the third. No, he was just a regular Joe Schmo. And he paid attention to a few of y'all, and y'all thought he was charismatic. And on the back end, he's doing all this crazy stuff to kids. To kids, y'all. These women that are coming forward were children at the time of this happening. They reported it immediately. They didn't say, oh, I'm gonna keep quiet because no. And I don't think anybody was trying to silence them, but because you have a community, he had this protection around him. He was able to go from state to state, doing it to multiple children. Had they listened to the first person, there would not be as many victims as there are, because they kept dropping the ball and they kept saying, oh, well, not this pastor. This pastor's a good pastor and da 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 da. But what makes him a good pastor for real? Because he know how to preach the word? Because he feed a few homeless people? Like, are we serious right now? So this particular title, this topic is he abused children for 40 years, but it goes under our general theme of Pastor Audacity. This is the final installment of Pastor Audacity, and the audacity in this one is very, very high. What really made me mad though was when they said he requested to be able to attend church services, and the judge allowed it, saying, oh, the stipulation is that children cannot be present. Are we serious right now? What church doesn't have children present? Like, for real? That was the stipulation? Like, how about no? Because you SA'd a child in church. You are not to be trusted. You might as well watch that. We're in a time right now where he can watch church online. He don't gotta be there. But this is where you see the system failing. Because he don't have to be there to be in the service. He could just watch it online. Like, I was like, wow. Even after all these women come forward, even after y'all know y'all are about to indict this guy, y'all know and he's guilty. Cause y'all can say allegedly all y'all want, but I'm like, nah, that dude is guilty. He guilty. But y'all just let him get away with it for so many years. And I can't believe that a judge actually was like, yeah, I know you here because you was, uh, you were allegedly, or you were accused of SAing several young women. But I'm gonna still let you go to the church. Like, what? That made me so mad, like, to hear that. And then he got away with it for so long. For so long. But I also realized, and this cannot go unnoticed, that he has the complexion for protection. This is a white man. And who's to say that some of these young girls weren't offered up to him? Allegedly. Because we gotta throw that A word in there. This really infuriates me. And he's not the only one who, under the cloak of being a pastor, has done things like this. Someone who's supposed to be a man of God and preach the word, sitting here doing some real foul stuff behind the scenes. Stuff that they need to be locked up for life for. Like, y'all can say all y'all want, oh, well, it's some people that's like, it's their word against his. We don't know if that. But if multiple people had the same story, these people don't know each other, what would be the point? What would be the point? Why would they collude against this guy? Why would they do that? What would be the reason? If it was a lie, what would be their reason to say that this pastor touched him? What would be the reason? There is no reason. There is no reason. He did it. They told, but it just kept getting swept under the rug. And they got to take a look at a lot of the people that he kept in his I don't want to stay stable, that he kept close to him, because they probably was with it too. They probably was doing the same stuff that he was doing allegedly. Every time I see a story like this and I see that, or I hear that, oh, well, that people were told, but he was able to escape from here, go to here, and he was able, because they don't fire pastors, they just transfer them. They don't do all the because it's a here's another thing. There's an embarrassment to that for them. The reason why they won't put their pastor on blast is because they will be embarrassed that they gave their money to a church and followed the word of a man who was doing all this crazy stuff. So in order to not look foolish like they are, they say, oh, no, he didn't do it. And then they'll be like, but we got to find a way to transfer him somewhere else because the allegations are just too much. I'm going to be real with y'all. Like, was I going to church for a while? Yeah, I went to church and stuff like that, and I find that church is just a hospital for spiritually sick people, and they go to get the word, but you don't have to go there to get the word. You can read the Bible, get the word. Maybe the church serves as a way of gaining clarity of the word or whatever. But at the end of the day, a lot of these institutions, they don't need to be there. We learned that during the pandemic. Like, a lot of the stuff can be done via Zoom. It's like we don't have to go to a actual place, building, to be, to have the word administered to us. We don't. And then with all this stuff going on with certain pastors doing this and being this way and all these allegations against the church and stuff like that, it's like, do we really need to? I remember, I think it was Jennifer Lewis. She told the story of how she was riding with, I believe, a pastor of a church or something like that. She was riding with him and he pulled over to the side and SA'd her. And then when she told her mom or whatever, it was like nothing was done. It's like nothing was done. Just had to suffer in silence. It was their sacrifice to the church. Not to mention, there's some people that willingly sacrifice their children to be, something to the pastor in place of their tithes and offerings. That's their offering, their child. Now, granted, I don't know if that's the same situation with these young ladies and their parents. I don't know that. I know that they came forward in real time and nothing was done, and they need to have justice served. And I hope that when they convict him, he spends the rest of his natural life and years on top of that in prison. Cause y'all can say allegedly all y'all want, but he did it. He did it. Innocent until proven guilty, he's guilty. All right. That's my personal thoughts. I mean, y'all may think differently. I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in tonight. I want to thank y'all who for tuning in live, and then also those who are watching the replay. Thank you so much. Leave y'all comments below. Let me know what y'all think about this whole situation with this particular pastor, all the pastors that have been accused of this very thing, from pastors to Catholic priests to this to that. It's just like, when will it end? When will it end? Why is this like? And then it's still happening. Not at a rate that it was happening back then, because it's so got the social media, you got different things bringing light to the situation, and a lot of people are like, that's a little weird. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people had their antennas up a little bit more than in the past. But how do y'all feel about all this? Leave it in the comments below. I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. I hope y'all had a wonderful time with me tonight. I hope y'all learned something tonight. Really quickly, I have an announcement from my niece, and then afterwards, we're gonna close out the show. But I want to thank y'all once again for tuning in tonight. Y'all could have been anywhere, but y'all chose to be here with me, and that is truly appreciated. I want to remind y'all that we do have remind y'all of my sponsor, Euphoria Water, the cleanest, healthiest water in Philadelphia. Alkaline water with minerals, no chemicals, no additives. It is good and good for you. If you're gonna hydrate the right way. Get your Euphoria Water today. You can find Euphoria Water on IG under Euphoria Water. That's UPHORIAWATER. Or if you live in the Philadelphia area, you can contact Captain at 267-707-8279 to get that Euphoria Water. We have several shows on our network, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's Lashia, every Sunday at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on It's Yours Radio on Live 97.5 FM. You can also listen in on www.live97.5 live975.com. And if you miss it live, you can watch the replay on my Think Different TV YouTube channel under the playlist, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's Lashia. You are here with me right now on Think Different TV. It is a special night. It's Tuesday, but we usually run it on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Think Different TV YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram. Think Different TV's Player Pass will be returning in April, and it will be every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Think Different TV YouTube channel. And we have Kink Different TV when we have new material Wednesday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on Patreon, patreon.com/TDTVKDTV. All right. So once again, the topic today was under our general theme of PASTUH Audacity. Next month, we will have a new theme and new topics under that theme. Feel free to leave y'all comments about this story, and share your thoughts. I love to know what you are thinking, because this is Think Different TV, where minds meet. I'm your host, Lashia, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Hey, it's your favorite niece, Aaliyah. You're watching Think Different TV, hosted by Lashia, and this is the TDTV music video of the week. Hey, it's your favorite niece, Aaliyah. You're watching Think Different TV, hosted by Lashia, and this is the TDTV music video of the week.
But the secret is you got to coordinate. Most people don't coordinate. See, you got to coordinate.
Imagine a high-stakes trivia game show where contestants face off in intense battles of wit, strategy, and nerve. Every decision matters. You can take a chance on yourself or your competitor with the ultimate goal to come out on top and win the grand prize. It's not just about knowledge, it's about strategy, guts, and the thrill of uncertainty. Our enigmatic host, Bubbles, guides contestants through the ultimate trivia showdown. This is Think Different TV's Player Pass. Are you ready to pop? Catch Think Different TV's Player Pass every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Think Different TV YouTube channel. Think Different TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl Lashia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet.
You're the reason I